The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, is an inspirational hour that'll take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. Get ready to be transformed from Dr. Jenn's live guided healing meditations and intuitive readings, and unveil the power of connecting to spirit, the angels, and your higher self. Dr. Jenn is passionate about helping you find the answers you're looking for through an inward journey that'll strengthen your connection to spirit and help you trust your intuition. Now, here's your host, Dr. Jenn Royster.
Hello everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Dr. Jenn, and we are all about metaphysical, astrology, the angelic realm, energy healing. We find that combination is just what's naturally flowing with this show, and naturally what has helped me. So I share things that I've discovered, learned, that's helped me along my journey. And if you're new to the show, that's what we're doing. We're sharing what's worked, what hasn't worked, and it's not for everyone. The goal is for you to find what works for you. Now today we're talking about independence and trusting that inner wisdom, our inner voice that we have, because we are now officially in Virgo season. Virgo is symbolized by the Virgin Goddess, and it's all about independence and wholeness and feeling complete and being confident in that. That is a breath of fresh air when we are really trying to get something off the ground. We are really trying to believe in ourselves. We want to move past second guessing ourselves or self-doubt, things like that. Finding confidence within yourself, no matter what a naysayer or somebody maybe doesn't agree, it doesn't matter. It does not matter if they don't agree with what you feel is right for you. We're talking about you being true to yourself and letting it shine and not worrying about, what everybody else thinks, basically. But the independence here and feeling complete in that, it also reminds us of taking care of ourselves, because when this energy is heightened, which we're in that season now, is according to astrology, here we go, it strengthens us to find that confidence in ourselves and to trust that inner voice, because the inner voice is a direct link to your higher self, your soul, why you're here, all the answers you've ever looked for. That's where they are. And we can look outside of ourselves all the time. I'm here, and my passion and my goal is to really help you fine-tune that and feel that you can trust your own self, because that is really where you're going to find all of your truths and answers. I mean, we can ask somebody what they think, and well, what do you think? What do you think? But what do you think? What do you think about your idea? That's the goal here. So we are wrapping up summertime here, and a lot of people are, their children, the kids, they're all going back to school now. Some have already started, some are about to start. So we're about to go into our fall season here, as we are into, I believe this is episode 23 of this year. So let's talk about this energy here. Now, what I'm going to do in the show is we're going to talk about the Virgo energy. Then we're going to look at each sign in astrology. We've done this before, and I think it's a great way to just kind of get an overview of how you may experience the energy and how you can utilize it the best, how you can work with your angels. We always work with angels on everything we do, but that's what we do here in the show, and that's what I do on a daily basis. But what I'm looking here to do is give you some sort of overview. You can call it a horoscope if you like. I mean, that's what they are at times, but I like to look at it as an energy forecast of what the potential is for you to tap into. Because here's the thing, you can see this all day long and you may not resonate with any of it. You might resonate with a little bit of it. But you can also tap in and go, I kind of like that energy. I would like to utilize that energy. And that's an intention that you can do when you are working with the universe like that, and with these energies that are coming in to help us find a better way. We are already in 5D. 5D, fifth dimension. There is an energy here that's already here. It's been here. Earth is in it. A lot of us are still in third. You might find that you're back and forth, but the goal is as we raise our frequencies, we try to better ourselves. We're working on our soul growth here. We raise our frequency, and you can choose. You can choose to live in these different mindsets, perspectives, and what a refreshing thing. Now, just because it says 5D, or, oh, okay, there's 5D available, how come I'm not feeling it? That's because you're working to find a way to line up with that frequency, so in energy terms. So basically, don't fret about it so much, but more just strive to be better than you were the day before. And you don't have to be feeling like a failure if you have these ups and downs. It's not like that at all. We're not saying be perfect. We're just saying, hey, you know, I tried this, it didn't work, I'm going to try something else. It's being very self-forgiving as well. Because this school here called Earth is a school of hard knocks anyway. And there's a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of, oh, I tried that, it didn't work. Well, then you try something else. You don't have to quit. So it's really the perspective and mindset that you take toward it. That's more of a 5D or higher frequency mindset, more positive mindset. So if you are used to finding everything that's wrong with everything, this will be something to practice. And we all go back and forth. So when I say this, it's not like you have to do this perfectly and, oh, we're going to wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be perfect and there's not going to be any problems. It's not like that. Earth is still going on. 3D is still going on for a lot of people. They may never change. They may stay in the mindset they were always in. That's their choice. But what I'm saying is you have a choice that you can look at things with a different perspective. You can look at life in a very different way, and you might just find that you like it. You might find that, wow, this is better for me. I feel healthier. I'm happier. That's the goal. We're all looking for that. So this energy brings attention. Virgo energy brings your attention to listening to your inner voice. And if you really were to tap into that and not avoid it, it's easy to go, oh, I don't really want to do that yet. You know, it's about making your well-being priority. What about your own well-being? Are you making choices that are for your best interest or your best well-being? And we can help people all day long, but if we're saying yes to something we know really wouldn't be good for us, it's good for them, but now you're going to feel drained, you're going to be worn out, it's going to overload you, was that really the right answer? It challenges you to look here and make yourself a priority a little bit. Self-care has been a topic this whole year, I've noticed. It's been coming up over and over again, and there's a reason for that, because we need that to be able to be a part of the collective in a healthy way. How can we be part of a group if we're not healthy as an individual, or if we're not taken care of here? It just makes more sense. Healthy people making a group, that's going to make more sense to be a healthy group. So that, to me, it does. So that's where it's like logic is kicking in for me on that. So when we make our own well-being a priority, your confidence will strengthen. You will feel comfortable in your independence to make choices for yourself, or feel like you'll feel freer. So this energy is very interesting. It is considered a earth grounded energy because it's about grounding, being present, finding a way to organize your life. Be organized, or get a plan together, that kind of thing. And then it's looking at what you can do to declutter what's causing all the chaos in your life, what's causing all the confusion. And we all could use that. We look at that a lot of times yearly as a spring cleaning thing, but it's really a good time to detox energies that are just overloading you, that are getting in the way, distractions, confusions. Maybe we just have too much on our plate. Maybe we don't have enough. Are we doing anything? So this is going to have you address this individually. And the affirmation that I have written for this topic is, I embrace my inner wisdom. and independence. I am grounded, organized, whole, and complete. And I love that one. So write it down if you need to. I have them written in the descriptions for the show if you need that. But it's a great one to just say, yeah, I am organized, grounded, whole, complete. Yeah, I'm going to listen to my inner wisdom, my inner voice. What does that voice say to you? That's a part of you that you don't want to ignore. You want to take it seriously. And if you're like not sure what it's telling you to do, then just look into it, investigate it, do some homework, do some research. If it's telling you to make a big decision, you might want to do that. So on that note, let's look at, and we are going to ask angels along the way with each sign, which ones and what guidance would come with that. And this is going to be a general one that I'm going to go through because there's 12 signs. So let's see, let's start this off. So if we are represented by the Virgin Goddess, what does that mean? Okay, first of all, it's independence, it's wholeness, but it's also treating the body as an extension, of nature, of the world. This is the sacred temple, so to speak. If you are honoring your vehicle that you live in while you're here, you want to take care of that. So it's making that a very important piece of the whole experience. I mean, do you take good care of yourself? That's basically what it is in a nutshell. So this started on the 22nd, 23rd. Now here we are the 25th, so we're right in the middle of it. It runs about a month until we move into the next season in the middle of September. So it's encouraging you to listen to your bodies. Is your body trying to tell you something? Are you having some discomforts or something going on that you need to listen to? Do you need to change and do something healthier? Stop a habit, get a checkup, whatever it might be. You want to look at what it's telling you to do here, because inside we have this wisdom that will recognize it. Your body's the antenna and will communicate that to you. So sometimes if we just honor and listen to that, you might be surprised. You might really be surprised, and you might find that these interesting things will pop up in your mind and your thoughts, or in a dream, like, wow, maybe I don't need to eat that so much, or maybe I need to go for a walk every now and then a little bit more than I'm doing, or it's, little subtle hints. And they'll usually be consistent, because if you are asking angels, and this is for everybody, if you're asking angels for insight on that, they will give that to you, and they will give it to you consistently. Some people worry like they don't know if they're hearing it right. Let me put it this way. If it keeps changing what it tells you, I wouldn't take any of that seriously. It's the consistent message. It's usually something we may or may not be like, okay, yeah, I know I need to be doing that more. And you should, but you don't really want to, that kind of thing. It's just working past that self-discipline on that and just taking a step. Just giving it a go, giving it a try. So sometimes a half step helps. And then you find, I can do that. If I can do it halfway, I can do a little bit more. Sometimes that works. Find what works for you to listen to your inner voice. That's what we want to do here. It's time to focus on our health. It's time to tune in to that inner world and find out what's going on. And it's not just your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, your mind, body, soul connection. The whole thing is who you are as a whole, complete, independent individual. Okay? You're whole and complete when all of these things are in alignment and working together. I know, right? So here we go. Let's start. That's like the overview for everybody, right? You have a guardian angel, by the way, that is right there. If you don't know who to call on, don't worry about that. Sometimes we get tripped up in all the details. The universe is not worried about that. The angels aren't worried about that. They're just like, hey, just ask. We're here to help you. They will come through with a lot of messages that just kind of come across. A lot of times people don't realize that's what it is. You might have a thought, an idea pop up that you never thought of before, or somebody else might randomly say something that might be the answer. You might read it somewhere. The clues come in gently. They don't push. They're not going to tell you what to do. They're going to give you some guidance. They're going to give you some suggestions. But it's up to us to choose, because we have that right to choose yes or no to anything we want to do in our journey. That free will is a big deal. It's a really big deal, and we have free will. So we can talk about this all day long, but you don't have to do any of it if you don't want. You can ignore it all. Or if you really want to change things up and you want to do something different with your life and you want to feel better, you can give this a go and see what it happens. So it's, you know, it's not like written like, oh my gosh, you just read about my sign and then that's it. No, that's not it. These are suggestions, these are tendencies, and what these forecasts do is, and this is a lot for people that might not be as familiar with some of this, okay? So I'm putting it out there generally. They may say and bring up you know, the shadow side and the positive side. They might show you both tendencies, like, oh, you know, this could be a little bit more tempting or whatever. But that doesn't mean you have to choose it. This means, hey, you've got a heads up that you might find that you're feeling that way a little bit more, and gives you opportunity. It's like a manual, you know, for our journey. But you know, this is energy that you can tap into and make it work for you, not against you. So there's a lot of benefit to that. Working with the angels with this. So sometimes I'll see these readings for myself and I'll go, well, I'm not quite sure how to apply that. And that's what I'll ask. I'll go, give me, you know, let me tap into Archangel Michael's wisdom about what I'm a little bit nervous about or something like that. And because nervousness or anxiety and fear related, like, oh, I don't know, you know, it's like kind of fear to try something. If you were to tap into the energy or the essence of an angel like Michael, which is fearless and strong and courageous and organized. By the way, he would be a good one with this Virgo energy. Grounded, clearing away toxic energy, the decluttering part. So he's a very good angel for this energy. And you work with that energy and you go, you know, if I were Michael, what would I do? I kind of make it, I think that way sometimes, because I go, how could I infuse or work with the energy and the essence of this angel? Well, what would he do? And I think, what would he do? They don't have a gender, by the way. Well, what's that fearlessness, that virgin goddess energy that's telling me, be independent, be complete, be whole? And then you take an evaluation of your life and you make choices. Some of them are very logical. They're not just spiritual woo-woo. They're very logical choices, like, hey, I've got a really bad habit I need to stop. Okay, that's kind of a logical thing, right? Oh, you know, I could exercise more, or I could eat a little bit more healthy, or I could cut back on my portions, or I could take 5 minutes and meditate. I could take a break and have some fun in my life each day. All of those things are taking good care of yourself. So let's start with Aries, because we're going to get going here. Aries. Now, if you are Aries, and just a reminder, if you know, and not everybody knows all of these, but if you know your sun sign, which is the month you were born, if you know your moon sign, and you know your rising sign, listen to all three and take some notes if you can. If you're listening to this and you can take some notes, or just kind of make mental notes, whatever, just collect what's resonating for you. Collect, because you might have a little bit from each one, or you might have, wow, the moon one is really clicking for me, or the rising is, and maybe the sun isn't at all. It just depends. Everybody's going to be a little bit different. You might have a little bit of all three, you might have just one, but listen to all three and you'll get a better overview of how this would apply for you and how you can utilize this energy. Okay, Aries. Now that's a fiery spirit. That's a fire sign. And you can use grounding energies here, okay? Virgo season helps you slow down, get back to what's very important to you. You need to, it's kind of like, whoa, Nelly. It reminds me of, because of, Aries can have some fiery energy and go, go, go. And then sometimes we have to pull back, stop, take a deep breath, ground ourselves. And all right, let's get regrouped here. Let's slow down and let's look at what's really important. And let me reprioritize my list here of things I want to accomplish. That's going to be a good one for the Aries. If you've been spreading yourself too thin, your energy's starting to feel drained, You might be feeling scattered, okay? This is the opportunity to find your center and find out what really does matter to you. This is a good message for the Aries here. Or if that's in one of your other signs, you might be having that tendency. You might have to set some boundaries. You might have to say no in a couple of places. You know, and sometimes we just love being involved in everything, but sometimes we have to like, okay, I love 10 things, but I need to pick 3. Okay, and like I need to like what's really important for me right now, especially if you're trying to get a project off the ground or start a new business or change directions in your life. Aries energy is very good for doing that, but we also need to have a bit of a plan here and it not be scattered and chaotic and all over the place. And then if you're trying to do too many things at once, not one thing gets done very well. So this is just a very logical reminder for that kind of energy. You might need to clear your schedule. You might need to take some time off. You might just need to adjust and regroup how you're spending your time. If it's completely all work, no play, that's not balanced. If it's the opposite, that's not balanced either. Just look at it. Are you eating and rushing and trying to multitask and you're not really sitting down and giving your digestive system time to have a meal without it being rushed? Things like that. That's going to be that energy. You might find that you need to make big decisions around the new moon that's coming up very soon. That's coming up in a couple of days. You might find that something that's been brewing for a bit, you know, it's just time. It's just time. It's been building. You know you need to take action. You're going to really feel that urge to take action. So getting grouped and grounded and balanced is going to help you a lot. Mercury, the planet of communication, is going to go into retrograde later on September 9th. So that's a communication one. So around, you know, about a week before that, like the first few days of September, would be good for you to get focused and structured on what you want on your plate and what you don't. That's a good one. After the retrograde, then we have a Pisces full moon. Okay, that's a very spiritual one, and you might feel more sensitive on that one. That one taps into spirituality and going into that deeper inner world, and Pisces energy really heightens our connection to other realms and things like that, and spiritual gifts, things like that. So you might feel a little more sensitive on that side, but if anything's been lingering and just been, you know I need to clear that out or get rid of that, or I need to resolve that, or I need to take action here, you know, you'll feel that bubbling up a bit. And that's not bad. It's just helping you get organized on what really matters in your life. So Aries, that was Aries. Whether that was your sun, moon, or rising, pay attention if that seems to click for you. Just jot that down. Now we're going to move on to Taurus. Taurus, now Uranus has been very active in the Taurus sign anyway. And that one is aligned with the North Nodes, and we've talked about that before. But in Virgo season, Uranus is active again, and went retrograde August 24, which was yesterday. So this gives you a chance to catch your breath, Taurus. You get a chance to reflect, because Taurus doesn't like to be rushed, so you'll appreciate that. Taurus doesn't like to be pushed to do anything before they're ready. They're like, I'm going to take my time and I'm going to know. But once they make a decision, they don't usually change it. They know exactly where they're going, and you're not going to stop them. But sometimes they need a little more time. So you'll appreciate that it's giving you a chance to catch your breath and pause for a minute, reflect on what's been going on for the last several months, up to like 7 months. You're going to be able to reflect back on that and say, okay, last 7 months. How do we want to proceed from here? Now, this is the planet, Uranus, just to remind everyone, that's the planet of change and awakening. It's a planet of change. So Taurus has been feeling this one more. And it likely will be for the next few years, you'll feel that. When it's stationing retrograde, you get a chance to catch up and just process the changes that have happened, and kind of get your head around what feels unsure, just digesting and accepting the things that have changed and what's going to change and things that you can do moving forward, what might feel, not sure. And it will be in retrograde until early of 2023. So it's going to be retrograde for a while, for a few months. So it's time to be patient with that if you feel that a little bit. This is divine timing here. Appreciate that you can slow down and really reflect and fine-tune what you want to do. And a reminder, self-care, self-control, self-discipline, whatever you want to call it. Being careful not to overdo, not to say yes too much or bite off more than you can handle. Same thing here applies to the Taurus, not to overload the plate. And then that Pisces full moon, this is an energy that might make you feel a little bit like head in the cloud kind of thing, or scattery. So it might feel sensitive for you as well. That is a sensitive energy. It's not to disturb you, it's to remind you that that side of you is part of you as well. I mean, if we've only focused on one aspect, we're not nurturing all the aspects of what make you whole and complete. So Virgo energy is reminding Taurus about that as well. And it's, maybe get back into the creativity or what you want to create with something new. There's a lot of creativity with Taurus. So under a Pisces moon, it can help to pay attention to dreams as well and just listen and see what the symbolism is in the dreams. So there you go with Taurus. Now, Gemini. Let's go to Gemini. Virgo shares the same ruling planet with Gemini. So that's a special time of year for the Geminis right now. It works in harmony with your soul. So Mercury is the ruler of Gemini, and that's going into the retrograde on September 9. Remember, that's September 9. So that's where you'll want to make the most of the first part of Virgo season, like right now up to September 9. This will be most beneficial for the Geminis. So in that first week of the Virgo season, you want to get your organization plan. You want to figure out what you want to consolidate down to. You want to prioritize your list. You want to get a structure and organized what you need to do, get clutter out of the way, things like that. You want to do that like now, within this next week or so. And once Mercury starts to slow down on September 9th into the retrograde, that's when it's best to just focus on what you already have organized on your plate. Don't try to add anything new. Just work on what you have right there. So, and that's not forever, that's just while it's in retrograde. It also gives you a time to rest and recharge. So you have a structure, you have a plan. So just to remind you, Geminis, it would be a great way for you to work with this energy by working on what you want to work on now, and then don't change it and keep adding stuff toward the second half of this. So that one, I like that one for everybody, actually. I kind of like that. That's a great idea, actually. So you'll have new inspiration come up. You'll find that communication is inspiring you to do something. You might find that you want to do something. Just stay open to learning something new, exploring it, and then you'll know when it's time to start it, but you can give yourself a couple of weeks of just chilling out. Usually a retrograde's about 3 weeks. So that just to let you know that. So somewhere you might find that you want to explore. You want to get out there. You want to be more creative. You want to find time near the water. You want some extra healing. So Gemini, you might find that there's all kinds of different things you want to do. The advantage is if you've already got, your task organized and you're not adding more, you'll have the opportunity to do that. So it's going to be actually a really interesting time for you. Cancer, let's go to the Cancer sign. Okay, now embracing the energies of Virgo is about nourishing the mind, body, and soul, and Cancer loves that part. That side of that energy is all about that nurturing. This could be that you're feeling like you've been super busy in the last few months, so Virgo season reminds you to just slow down, unwind, slow things down a bit, catch your breath, feel rejuvenated, do what needs to be done. It's also about getting organized, decluttering, and restructuring your plan. So I'm finding that the Virgo is asking all of us to do that, but that's the focus of Virgo. So that makes sense. The Virgo new moon is August 27th, by the way. I've mentioned it a couple of times already, but that's coming up in a couple of days. So that's a good time to just clear your mind, communicate what you want to do, just settle in, don't overthink it, don't overload your plate either. And listening, this gives you opportunity to get in touch on an inner journey and listen to that inner voice of what you really want to listen to and connect with. So when Mercury goes retrograde, that slows things down for us, and you'll find that you're going to be reminded of that as well. You're also going to find that the Pisces full moon, September 10th, will bring you some relief, because you'll just be able to let some things go that you've wanted to let go of. It'll be gentle for you. And I find that that'll be very warm and recharging for you. So, like I said, you may find that you have a little bit of all of these, reminding you, if you're just tuning in, we're looking at, just pay attention to the sun sign, moon sign, or the rising sign, and because we have this archived, you can go back and listen to your sign. I'm going in the order, starting with Aries and moving through. So we are now at Leo. Leo, that's bright lights. Leo, that's, we just left that season, we've passed that season, so the sun leaves that corner and it's moving into this slower, chill out, get structured. Not as much energy as Leo energy had. You might feel that way a little bit, but this is, you might find like, wow, why am I so tired? I feel like I just had a whirlwind in the last month or 6 weeks or so. Because now Virgo comes in to give us that opportunity to recharge and rest. Get those batteries charged up inside you. Like, just look at your boundaries. Do you need to shore them up a little bit? Do you need to work on that? Do you need to focus on your health and well-being? Have you overextended? Things like that. This is coming up a lot for everyone. So on the new moon for Leos, that might stir your fiery passion side. Okay, because it's a new beginning, and it's like, ooh, I want this, I want that. So if something's been, kind of bugging you and you really want to do something, you might feel that on the new moon more. So that might be that you may have to assert yourself. You might find that you have to stand up and speak out for yourself, or just, no, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that on my list, and this is it. You might find that you have to really, insist. Not in a bad way or aggressive. Maybe just with yourself. It may have nothing to do with anybody else. Maybe you've just had this pining away inside you and it doesn't want to be passive anymore. Leo is that courageous, fiery energy anyway, to get things done and speak out and be seen and be heard. You might find that influence with the new moon that, no, this is where I want it. This is what I want. That's going to be a clarity for you. That's good. So then the Pisces full moon on September 10, that will feel gentle for you as well. That will feel like it's time to relax. It's time to unwind. You'll find that you can just allow it to be the way it is. You'll accept, this is where the chips have fallen. I'm good with this. I'm going to just settle in and adjust to this. And when I say that, that doesn't mean you're just settling like, oh, I didn't really want that, but that's what happened. We also do have to flex a little bit with the universe on how things play out. And that's what I mean by that. So this is actually going to be a very reflective, calming, relaxing. So this moon is going to feel very gentle for a lot of us, but it might feel gentle in a few different ways. So that's what I'm seeing here as we go through this. Now we're up to Virgos. Who's the Virgos out there? So this is your season. It's illuminating, it's healing, it's rejuvenating. I mean, this is your corner, okay? This is what you're all about. You're like, yeah, I'm digging this. This is lighting up and activating every part of what you're about, okay? So if you have that anywhere in your signs that are strong, you will feel that. This is a time to be positive and celebrate and acknowledge how far you've come in the last 12 months. This is about feeling, I've done good, building connecting with that confidence that you have built? How can you honor everything that's happened so far up to now? How can you celebrate that? How can you keep carrying that forward? How can you appreciate your mind, body, soul, and do something good for yourself? So this is about the gratitude, and it's very powerful, and it taps into that inner voice and that confidence and that whole complete you. If you feel like, well, I'm a Virgo, but I don't really feel that way, you will feel more prompted to do something about that. You will feel like, well, this is my time. I'm going to do this. This is about, you've worked hard on a project and now you want to appreciate how far you've come. That project might still be a work in progress. It might barely be off the ground. It might be that it's changed 50 times since you started it. That's fine. That's normal. That's part of it. But it's appreciating how much you've gained and learned and where you are with it. So the new moon will help you to set your new intentions. That's in a couple of days. That new moon will help you, Virgo, set intentions for what you want to call over the next 12 months coming. What you've had, where you're going. And that one's also clear away anything that's stuck, stagnant, in the way. Declutter, declutter. Get organized, you too. I mean, this is what we're doing. You might find that you have an energy boost with this. You might feel energized from it, where everybody else feels like they're slowing down a little. You enjoy that nurturing self-care, you know? I mean, everybody else is like, yeah, I need to do that, I need to do that, and they have to sometimes work a little more with it, but you're going to embrace it. So do it. I mean, it's good for you. Let's see. The Mercury retrograde on September 9th, that's already slowing everything down, but when it slips in there for you, it's a good time to slow down yourself. You're going to feel excited and exuberated by your accomplishments and what you want to do, and it's going to feel good to just honor who you are and tap into that, but at the same time, it'll slow you down as well. So recharge, reflect on what you've accomplished, go into your creative side if you can, and just allow yourself to dream a little bit about what you want to do with it now. So for everybody I'm seeing so far, that's actually a great opportunity to just, I like that it'll slow down a little bit so you can catch up and go, yeah, okay, this is working. I really like this direction I'm going, or, oh, this is my opportunity where I could tweak that a little bit and I'd rather be in this lane, not that lane, and things like that. So the universe gives us opportunity to recheck in and catch up and tweak it. So we do have a lot of opportunity here. All right, let's go on to Libra. Let's see, where are we? Libra, this is a time of completion for you, and maybe finalizing, you know, the end of a project, or, you know, you're wrapping things up because you're about to go into something other than what you've been doing. It'll probably feel like, wow, I'm finally wrapping this one up, so I'm getting ready to celebrate what's coming up next. So if you're in Libra, that's what you might be feeling. Before celebrating though, you want to look at being clear, refreshed, rejuvenated. You want to feel like you're not carrying around all the stuff that you don't want to be dragging around with you anymore. Anything that weighs you down emotionally, you know, any of it. Just organize it, wrap it up, close it. Tie up the loose ends, that kind of thing. Just feel like you have a completion to certain things that you're ready to finish. Okay? You know, and it's funny because with artists, and I can relate with that, with painting and stuff, but artists, a lot of times, a question is asked, how do you know when your painting is finished? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, if you have any kind of creative side to you, you know, how do you know when it's finished? There's just this thing that inside, and it's a energy connection with what you're doing that you just know, there it is, I'm complete. that you're done. So I bring that up because sometimes I see that in lots of people that don't think they're creative at all. Everybody is in different ways, but you're feeling like, I don't know, am I finished with this work project? Am I ready to move on? And sometimes we're just so used to being in that routine that we're not quite sure what to do with ourselves after we leave it. So this is asking you to wrap it up because it's time for you to move on to the next projects or the next phase of the next 12 months. So you're ready to do that. So you're looking to activate creativity, look at your power of potential, look ahead to where you want to be in the next 12 months. That's what this one's doing for you. Communication might be on your mind. Mercury being retrograde, you might find conversations takes more effort to get your message across maybe, but that's retrograde's known for that. Don't feel like you got to rush it. Just wait that out. You don't have to not talk about anything, but you want to slow down your big decisions. Don't sign any contracts, things like that. New insight, you're going to have new insights, aha moments, you're going to figure it out, but you don't have to take any steps yet until it starts to move forward and it's easier to communicate what you want to do. So you're looking to pay attention to also on September 10th with the full moon, any kind of sensitive emotions, you want to protect your energy. Just realize your energy is valuable to you. You want to nurture and protect and have that self-care in place. Set your boundaries if you have to. Boundaries again there. Spending time near water can be very, very helpful under the full moon for you. And actually, you know why that? Water is a conduit. It just will draw energy. That's why we talk about the salt bath or being by the ocean. That's why it just feels so good after you've spent time that way. So anytime you feel like you have energy that you just feel agitated by or you just can't quite get that off, spend some time with water, in water, around water, and it'll pull it off. This is amplified by that moon, so you might feel that a little bit more. So as Virgo season ends, you'll feel more energized and ready to move on with your next 12 months. So that's for Libras. Scorpio, this is a good time for you to actually push harder on your goals and wishes. So a little bit different for Scorpio. You might find that anything you want to do, you can get it off the ground. You might find that goals that have been sitting around, now you're ready to get going on it, get to work. So a little bit different for the Scorpio here. You're going to be grounded. You want the grounding. You want to be organized. You want that energy to be on your side to help you. So you do want to be grounded. That's the energy of Virgo that's going to benefit the Scorpio energy. You want to leave self-criticism behind. You don't have time for that right now because you're going to be busy. You're going to be working on your goals and dreams. And this is where you want to leave that self-critic, behind the door or whatever you want to call it. So the new moon for the Scorpio on August 27th, this is going to help you, and it's a great time for actionable steps for your manifesting, for you to really say, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're going to set those intentions. And while you can set intentions, you want to make sure you're taking some tangible action as well under this energy in Virgo. Virgo is going to be a great asset for you to tap into with the grounding and the organization and the decluttering part. This is because as we roll on and this energy starts to slow down and you have Mercury going retrograde on September 9, that's when we have 6 major planets in retrograde. That's a lot right then. That will be a good time for you to wrap it up, tie up the loose ends, find some closure to some projects or anything that's been on the back burner that you haven't been paying attention to that you need to tie up. That fall moon that comes in after the retrograde, that might bring some energy where you feel your intuition's heightened, you have creativity going on. It might feel a little bit awkward if you're not used to it. It's more like just learn. This will be a learning experience if it's new to you. If that's something you've been doing, you won't feel it like that. But it's a great creating, balancing time. It's creating balance. It's a creative mind time that you want to bring into all areas of your life. Where can you find balance? Where can you move forward? Where, you're going to feel that a little bit under that moon. Well, that one was very different for the Scorpios. Sagittarius. Now, this one is whatever you've been working on that's been so hard to bring into fruition, it will likely come through with this energy. So you definitely want to tap into this energy. This is especially true around the full moon that's on September 10th for you. So you want to look out for the rewards, the gifts, the acknowledgement from the universe that you're on track. Keep going. And if you see something that isn't, then that's going to help you know what you need to declutter out. That's going to help you get organized on prioritizing your list. So you want to look for that sense of gratitude for everything you've achieved. You want to appreciate the awakening planet, Uranus, because that will affect you too. But it's about change and awakening. It's about being aware. It's about, wow, okay, I need to appreciate and not be so hard on myself. I've done a lot here. I've created all of this stuff, and now I've got things that are really coming through, and you want to appreciate. You don't want to be hard on yourself. So sometimes paying attention to the dreams around the full moon will help you see what's going to be coming up. Also, the Pisces full moon on September 10th. That's a great time for your creativity and insights, inspiration to come through. So this has a lot of positive gratitude energy being infused here for Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you might have felt like, I just feel like a workhorse and it never gets anywhere. You don't want to feel like the hamster on the wheels. You know, you don't want to feel like that. You should find a way to appreciate everything you have worked very hard for. And you could be finding some rewards coming through, and the universe letting you know that. So you're going to be tapping into that inner voice for that. Capricorn energy. This one is, you know, you want to tap into that energy for Virgo, because this brings a sense of wellness to you. You want to feel that well-being part of you. You want to get rid of, you want to listen to any kind of symptoms, nagging, whether it's emotional, physical, spiritual, whatever you have that you know isn't set and right or you need to take care of. You need to be reminded here that the Virgo energy does treat the body as the temple. It's a very sacred space. You want to prioritize and take care of yourself in whatever way that is. You also want that mind to feel balanced and whole and complete. You don't want to feel scattered, drained, and emotionally like all over the place. This is about finding some healthy habits and routines. So Capricorns, you might be feeling it that way. That's, in general, Virgo's about that anyway, but you might find that you really want to tap into that well-being, like your whole complete self. Which one is not feeling balanced with the rest? That's what you're looking for. If you've been feeling scattered, use the new moon energy that comes in this weekend on the 27th. Use that to call back the scattered pieces of you. You know, if you feel that you're just all over the place, just pull in. Give yourself some time to just sit and collect yourself. Have you ever heard that phrase, like, I gotta collect myself? Well, yes, energetically, you're going to be looking to collect all these pieces that just feel like they're everywhere. Or maybe you've given too much of yourself out and you need to collect some of that back. Okay, so sometimes, you know, too many yeses on things that are wearing you out. And, you know, we've been reminded of this several times here as I'm going through this. But when I say that, it's not that we're not here to help others, but we really can't if we're scattered, worn out, exhausted, completely energetically drained, not well, not balanced. So Virgo comes through reminding us you've got to take care of yourself if you expect to go out there and do all the things you're trying to do. You might need to triage your list more. So use this to take stock of which direction you're going in life. Look at what might need to change. You know, do you feel like you're in sync with where you want to be? And you don't want to get stuck in your head on it. You don't want to overthink it. You just want to allow yourself to process some things and catch up. That might feel like that for you, Capricorn. Aquarius energy. Okay, Aquarius. Now, the Uranus planet, the planet of change and awakening, has been extra busy for you, and it, especially on August 24th going retrograde, this gives you time to adjust to any changes, upheavals, unexpected stuff that's happened for you. This will give you time to catch up and just integrate it in and process the best course of action that you need to take. So that that Uranus going retrograde is helping everybody catch up with what all that change and awakening that it was bringing in. So if you felt like you've been kind of all over the place or up in the air and you're not sure, you might need to tap into some patience just a little bit longer so you can see where it's going to take you. So Aquarius, hang in there, because you're an air sign. You're really thinking anyway. But it's all about this waking up. And for some people, this could be your spiritual awakening, where you're like, where's the self-limiting beliefs, or what is it that I have that's just holding me back? You might be finding that you're working on some of that to just push past it. Get that out of the way. That doesn't need to be on your list that we're creating as we ground, organize, and declutter. That should be on your declutter list, right? So keep in mind that when Mercury goes retrograde, that'll cause another slowdown. So remember, retrogrades in general are slowing the energy of those influences down. And that really is a gift in disguise for us to catch up. So if it feels like it's sluggish and you prefer it to be moving, that's where you might find that you need a little bit of patience, but it's okay. Just hang in there. It will continue to move through in a little bit, but you're looking to allow things to just process, get your head wrapped around it, just get, adjusted and acclimated to where you are now. So also listen to what your body's trying to tell you. What is it trying to tell you? If you feel sensitive, listen to what it's trying to tell you. This is the inner voice. All of us, I don't care what your sign is, we need to be listening to. So you're looking to, if you feel the emotions, physical activity will help you move that. That's especially in particular for the Aquarius. So remember, your body is the temple according to the Virgo energy. We want to honor, respect it. We want to find our independence and well-being in our whole complete self. That would be mind, body, and soul. So think about that. So you've got it going on there, but you're also going to, when I look at this overview, it's more adjusting to what has already been changing and kind of getting there and just feeling like, well, now it's all slow and I felt like I was being push, but now I've got to slow down and to acclimate, just to get used to the new norm, if there's any such thing right now. I know the new normal really just almost sounds hilarious to me, but how can it be a new normal when it keeps changing? We might feel that, okay, we've been so used to all this shifting and adjusting, and now it slows down. Well, appreciate the quiet time. Appreciate the slowdown before it starts to go again. So Pisces, we are now at the last sign. Pisces, this is the opposite of your zodiac sign on the wheel. So this one brings up your external environment more, not your internal as much. So you might find that that's relationships. You might see that your attention's being called to listen to the inner voice for what needs to be dealt with in your outer world. So I found that interesting for the Pisces. It's not asking for, having all the answers and figuring it all out. It's more about listening, be still, be quiet, and just trust what comes up for you from inside your inner voice. The Pisces sign is a more spiritual sign anyway. It's more about the intuition. It's more about the spiritual gifts. It's more about connecting with the higher dimensions. So you want to utilize that. This is a sense of knowing that you can figure this out. You don't have to, You don't have to have it all figured out in 5 minutes. You just want to listen and tap into that and kind of just align with it. I know that sounds really weird, but yours is more about just allowing the flow and moving with that flow, kind of like how you learn how to ride a horse. You don't go against it, you ride with the movement of the horse. This is a reminder of a flowing with the current for you. Don't jump to conclusions. It's not biting off more than you can handle. It's not being overwhelmed by too many choices or saying yes too much. Honor and nurture. Yours will feel more of a spiritual, emotional thing, but you'll see where maybe in your outer world it's showing. So that's where I'm saying it's nothing to be concerned about, like, oh no, what's wrong? It's not like that. It's more just it's slowing down. 10-second rule. Don't jump to conclusions. You might feel super sensitive about some things, but at the same time, you're looking to where you can do better. So all of these are not bad. They're just more getting us aware of it. And when the full moon comes around, it's so gentle. That's a very gentle moon for all of us. So you want to appreciate and celebrate everything you've achieved too. I mean, it's a gift to have the spiritual connection and to higher dimensions and to intuition. At the same time, there's another part of us. We have our physical outer world. We have to take care of our physical bodies. We have to make sure we're nurturing and honoring ourselves. We have to set our boundaries. This is for everybody too. Boundaries are important. Rest, rejuvenate, restore, recharge, whatever you want to call it, is a super important thing. If you don't allow that in your life, you will eventually feel that. This Virgo energy is reminding all of us in general about that, reminding us that you have a lot to celebrate about how far you've come. Yes, you have other things you still want to do, but you can do them. You just have to recharge a little bit. You have to kind of sit with it and simmer with it, I guess, a little bit. And so we have all this interesting stuff lining up for all of us, but here it is. So with angels, and I know this was a lot in one show, so I'm trying to go there. With angels, Archangel Michael is going to be great. Your guardian angels are going to be fantastic with this one, because Michael will help you. He can ground you. He can help you. You say, hey, I got to work on my grounding skills. I got to sit for 5 minutes and just close my eyes and be, and just feel present in your body. That's grounding. That's grounding. Some people can only do it for 60 seconds, then do it for 60 seconds several times a day. If you can sit and do it for 15 minutes, then do it for 15 minutes. You don't really need more than 15 minutes. You just need to do it. You just need to ground and be present. Okay, we're not fretting about the past. We're not fretting about the future that hasn't even happened yet. All the power is right now, in your now. Be present and be ready to take action in steps you can do. You're going to be organizing your list of what you want to prioritize, what matters to you moving forward. So that's everybody. And then you're going to declutter, and you're going to have a list that's like, oh, this has got to go. We're done with that. Wrap it up, close it up. It's done. Put a bow on it, whatever it needs. Just let it go. So you see, for all of us, this is a big message for all of us in the Virgo season to really reevaluate or pay attention to how do we take care of ourselves, how do we find our balance, how do we restore, how do we keep ourselves healthy, what can we change, what can we add in, what can we let go of. And we've been taught, it's been coming up a lot, yes it has, for the year of 2022 with all the changes, but it's necessary, because when you're going through such change, I mean, think about how drained you are if you're packing up your house and moving to another one, or you're moving somewhere big, out of state, whatever it might be. It's exhausting. It's exciting, but it's exhausting. And then you have to kind of take a rest once you get to the other side, right? Think of it that way. We've gone through a lot already, and now you're going to take a bit of a rest to rejuvenate, get yourself organized, acclimated, adjusted, get your new, healthier habits in place if that's necessary to move forward. Okay, Michael is going to be really good for that. Now, if you have physical, actually any kind of healing, doesn't have to be physical. It could be physical, spiritual, mental, any kind of healing that you need. Raphael is there. But between Raphael and Michael, I really think they can help you quite a bit the most with the Virgo season because of what it's about. Because sometimes we've just got to shield up, clear it out, clear your space too. I'm getting that from Michael right now. He's saying for many of you, you haven't had time to clear the energy out of your space or out of yourselves or out of your whatever because it's been so busy for you. He said take the time to clear your space and the energy within you. Just clear, whatever that might be. Physical activities of clearing or cleaning your house, cleaning your car, organizing your garage or closet. That's decluttering on the physical that can help go inside. So sometimes we need to do it that way. If you look at your space of where you live and if it's a big mess, that'll tell you. Maybe it's time to organize. And I'm not saying everybody's got a messy house, but it happens when you're too busy. It's like, oh, I haven't had time. I got to go get that. I got to do that. This is giving you time to do that so you can feel a little more grounded and balanced. So think about that moving forward. Okay, I'm going to go say hello. I know we are already at 12, but I'm going to go say hello really quick before we're closing off because it's been busy today. Let's see how we are. So I want to say hi to everyone that's over in the chat. Hello, everyone. How are you? It's not moving. It won't let me see anything. Let's see. Hello to Journey to Becoming Me. It's good to see you. And say, I see Kelly. Hello, Maddie. Candace. Awesome. Michelle. Shadana. Giovanna. And it won't let me, for some reason, my screen is just not moving. I'm not sure why. Guys, I only see a few of them, but I don't see anything else. So I don't know if there is any more. For some reason, it won't move. I know. I guess it's saying, you're done. I guess I got to go recharge. Anyway. I love that. That's hilarious. Okay, universe, I hear you. I hear you. So what I want to say to everyone is embrace this opportunity. Do what you got to do to listen to your inner voice. Do your grounding. Declutter whatever needs to be decluttered. Say no. Get your boundaries in place. Rejuvenate, restore. Get organized on where you want to move forward. Don't fret if it feels slowing down. That's the one thing I do want to be reminding everyone about that I heard from Michael. Don't fret if it feels like it's slowing down and you're just like, oh, I've been working, now it's going to slow down. Yeah, that's necessary so you can get your plan in place to move forward. So sometimes it's weird if you're used to going and going. Some people it's really hard to stop. You know, sometimes you go and you don't know how to rest or stop. I've actually heard people say they don't know how to have fun. They don't know how to stop working. They don't know how to find things. You know, it's like they get a project done and then they don't know what to do with themselves because they're constantly finding something to work on. I'm not saying be bored, but try to find something to fill that space in right now while you have the opportunity with something enjoyable and lighthearted and it just feels good. So with that, I am going to say, we are done for today. I don't know why it won't let me see that, so I'm hoping it will later on. But I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for being here, being with the show family, showing up and joining me on Thursdays, because I look forward to being here with you too. We have a great group that shows up. We have great energy. And we're all like helping each other, really. So I appreciate each and every one of you. And you have made bringing the show to you such a joy that I look forward to it. And it's, you know, it's not like it's not an effort. We have to do a little bit on this end to bring it to you, but I enjoy bringing it to you. All right, hold on. It's moving now. Let me see. Oh, everybody's just saying hello. Hello, hello. Okay. Yeah, it just must have a delay or something, but we have quite a few storms in our area, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. But I will say we will see you next time on the Jenn Royster Show. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next week. Namaste.
You've been listening to The Jenn Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life. Dr. Jenn Royster is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Imagine having the ability to use your innate positive energy to dissolve the stuckness in your life, whether it's emotional, physical, or spiritual, through this incredible dynamic show. If you've missed any part of this